So this is going to be part 2 of starting my TEFL. Now it's supposed to be a part-time online course, but it seems like there's a lot of stuff you need to do to interact. Now I haven't done any of it yet. Seems like it's a little bit more involved. For this one simple task, it's kind of a pre-course test they give you. Basically you go through the syllabus and just prove that you have some understanding of what their expectations are. The test itself probably took maybe 15 minutes. I feel okay about it now. I was a little nervous yesterday. I'm still a little nervous. So I'd gone through the information about everything they're going to do, and it is actually pretty much what I thought it would be. Of course, the reality of taking a class again kind of kicked in, and sometimes those can be good, sometimes they can be bad. And of course the instructor is not even in North America as well. She is apparently, I think, in, if I remember correctly, Lithuania. So she's traveling and doing it that way. So all the quizzes have to be passed 100%. You get 5 attempts to get it right. So I don't think that's, again, I don't think that's a huge problem. But of course, looks good. It's going to be busy, I think. I feel much better. I think it's going to be good. So just out of curiosity yesterday, because of the Trump attacking Iran, some protests in Spain that I came across, I don't know how much they're going to affect my goal to move to Spain, but I looked up some options. So Portugal was an option. Malta, Greece, those all came up as options where I could potentially shift my plan, teach English overseas, possibly be able to build up a business, depending on how successful I am, of course depending on how good of a teacher I am. And so those are options that kind of mirror Spain. Maybe in some cases it might be better because the cost would be less, and the potential might be higher. I don't think it really shifted my desire to go into a Mediterranean in Spain, but it definitely made me feel better in the sense that if there are issues with people moving to Spain to teach English, for instance, if they're having protests and things change as how easy it is to move, I might have other options. And it just made me feel better, but it doesn't necessarily change my mind about where I want to go at this point. So yesterday I was driving school bus and I had a charter. So I went and picked up the charter, and the kids are getting on, and this little girl sitting just over here started going, "Hey Santa Claus, hey Santa Claus." And I get it. It's, you know, I got the white beard, I'm old, I'm fat. I get that. You know, I got the Santa Claus look. But I could tell just by the look on her face, she was like, she wasn't saying it to be cute. She wasn't saying it to be funny. She was trying to, you know, get me. And I was like, oh, really? Like, this little girl's gonna, like, be like this? I was like, ugh. And it kind of stuck with me. And I was like, why is she trying to be mean? Anyways, sometimes the world's like that. I know, like, I didn't have a sense of humor about it, and I just let her sit there and talk, and I kind of ignored her. I was just like, I don't know what she is, like grade 3 or something. And she had this like, I'm going to try and like make the bus driver mad thing. Like just Every time I looked over at her, she just like I could tell she was just pushing, and she kept saying stuff the whole time. We were on the bus for 20 minutes, and she like, "Hey, Santa Claus. Oh, you're Santa Claus. Oh, what's your name, Santa Claus?" She just kept going like the whole time. I'm like, she's trying to get a rise out of it. I'm like, that is just bizarre, because she just would not let it go. She's like a dog with a bone, right? She just kept on. I'm like, wow. It was the most bizarre thing, and in my head, like since then, I've been like, I want to teach, and I'm like, apparently I invite this kind of behavior, because I mean, I've had adults say that to me, like I'll be walking through the grocery store and like, "Hey, Santa Claus," I'm like, seriously, I don't even know you. I guess it serves me right. I mean, I could lose weight or I could cut the beard off, one or the other. But I'm like, I was like, just it was so bizarre, and I'm like, is that what it's gonna be? Like, just like zero respect from the students? They're gonna be like, "You're Santa Claus." I feel like I should get a Santa Claus suit, but instead of having like white cuffs and white, with the fur trim, I should get black fur, black trim, and then every time somebody says that to me, I just spray them with a water gun or something. Oh yeah, but yeah, I was just I couldn't believe this. Like, what is she, like 7 or 8 year old kid, just like would not let it go. She was just hanging on to it. So if I start teaching and I get in a classroom, I mean, it might, yeah. I don't know. Is Spain like one of those places like that has like North American Christmas is very much the whole Santa Claus thing. But if you're in Spain, like, is Santa Claus big there, or am I just gonna be the fat guy from Canada? Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I just could not. I could not give her the satisfaction. I wouldn't be like, "Yeah, I'm Santa Claus." Like, I wouldn't give her the satisfaction, and I just ignored her the whole time. And she's like, "Can I call you Santa Claus?" And then finally she goes, "Bus driver." So that's when I responded. Before she didn't. She just called me Santa Claus. But then she goes, "Hey, bus driver, can I call you Santa Claus?" And I'm like, "No." And I was like, just like instantly, "No." And she stopped. She finally stopped. Like, that was at the end of the ride. And it was just like this continuous thing. And I was like, oh, wow. And I've worked with kids in the past. Like, I've worked with hockey teams, baseball teams. And I got to say, like, I'm kind of growing out of it. I've been kind of grumpy for a large part of my adult life. And I'm kind of growing out of it. But yeah, it's just you know how kids are, and as a kid I got teased a lot. Maybe that's why I don't have a sense of humor about it, about my name and stuff. Not a big deal anymore, but it's just kind of like you kind of get a thick skin about it. So someone who starts saying stuff, you just kind of like ignore them, and but you have that thing in your head now. It's like, how the heck am I going to handle a classroom? If they're always calling me Santa Claus, I might have to change the look. Anyways, or just go all out and just start dressing in red with white trim. That's just the way it is, and get some sleigh bells and just roll with it. Take over Santa Claus. All right, so here's the thing. I tend to have this little thing in my head now, and I never used to have it. Like, when I was a kid, I always thought, I'm going to do this. No question asked. It's just going to happen. But now, I've had just a few hiccups in life where now I start questioning, can it happen? And, the whole little kid thing, teasing me on the bus, it's not that big a deal, but it's like, can I handle kids? I can. I know I can. I've worked with kids. But it's just one of those nagging things. Seeing the protests in Spain, Do they really want people over there in Spain? Well, probably. It's probably like most protests, it's like a handful of people, right? Or it's a group of people that's very small, and it's probably in certain areas. And the whole Israel-Iran war, is that really going to make a difference? But I start putting these negative little things in there, and I have to work hard to get them out of my head and just stay focused on the task. And I got through day 1 on my TEFL, and it seems like I like the course, the way it's set up, so it should be a positive for me. But I'm going to have these little things in my head that I got to get rid of as they pop up, just to make sure I stay focused, stay on task, and don't get kind of let myself get in the way of myself, right? That's the big one. The main thing here is that I'm in the course, it's paid for, it looks like something I'm going to like to do, like the course itself looks like it's set up like it's going to be a good match for my type of learning, and it's got me on track to teach English as a foreign language, and I can do that anywhere. So all the little things that pop up aren't going to be that big a deal. Like if there's problems in the Middle East, I can go to Spain. If Spain doesn't work, I can go to Portugal. If Portugal doesn't work, I can go to Greece. I can teach English in Asia. I can teach it in South America. I can take it anywhere I want to go. And so that's not a big deal. And if kids want to tease me, I'll teach adults. There's lots of adult teaching jobs. So I just have to remind myself, I'm only on the first step here, really. And all these little negative thoughts that pop into my head, it's just that fear factor, right? Fear factor of failure, fear factor of, what if this happens and what if that happens? Just, I don't know if it's everyone's brain, but it's definitely in my brain now. And I want to go back to when I was a kid and just have that thing where no matter what I'm doing, I just assume it's going to work out. The way I totally think it's going to work out, the way I see it in my head, that's going to be the way it is, and it's going to be perfect. Well, perfect in my head too, right? So in typical fashion, I'm skipping my second day of studying to go to my nephew's baseball game. I haven't seen him play this year, so I gotta go. If I don't go now, I'm gonna miss seeing him play this year. And yeah, I mean, studying's a close second, but it's got to be done. So I'll be back at it tomorrow, promise. Check out my video tomorrow. See you then.